welcome to another episode of Talks from the Toyota. So wanted to talk about buying land remotely today. So living in Alaska, it's very common for people to buy houses or land remotely, but we're going to focus in on land. So let's start with when you see a piece of property, we'll say 40 acres, and it's $20,000 or $15,000. I get a bunch of calls for these, which is totally fine, but just to forewarn you, when you have such large acreage for such a cheap price, most likely the access is going to be trail access, if there's any access at all. There could be easements that are in place but have not been improved, all kinds of things that can happen. Now, when I say trails, I'm not talking about a dirt road that you're going to take your truck down and maybe you don't want to take a little car down. It could be that, but more than likely, it's ATV or snow machine trails. They're very small, they're very rough, there's creek crossings, all kinds of stuff that you could run across depending on the property. And side note, we say snow machines, we don't say snowmobile here. So if you're out of state, we'll know pretty quick if you call them snowmobiles. So they are snow machines. The next item is getting virtual tours. So a different agent may tell you differently, but as for me, I do not go out to properties, whether they're trail access or not, and do videos or pictures for anybody. And I used to. I've snowshoed out to properties. I've four-wheeled out to properties. I've got my truck stuck on trails that I shouldn't have taken my truck down and had to pull it out. So I've done this in the past. It wastes a bunch of time for me and gas money for me, but also just wastes your time. And the reason is because a picture of land looks like a bunch of trees unless it's clear, and then it looks like a field. You cannot see the topography. You can't tell the slant of the land, nothing. Like I've tried many times, and it's just kind of futile to go out there. So what I have found is way more effective is using online tools. Much better. So I use what's called Onyx Hunt, and it's a hunting app, and hunters use it in a very similar way. We can look at the topography of the land. We can look at where the trail is. In a lot of cases, it's marked the trail, so you can see where creek crossings are and things like that. We can look at the trees, the type of trees you have, or it's cleared or whatever, all from the satellite view there. So is it as good as being there in person? No, it is not. So if you can be here in person, that's great. And that goes the same for houses too. Virtual buying is not as good as being in person. However, you may not have the option. And if you want your little piece of Alaska and this is the only way to do it, it is a viable option. I'm happy to help you out with that. But those are some of the big items that you will come across. So I hope you have enjoyed Talks from the Toyota.